Test, test, test. Hi everyone, it's also Ashley, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're gonna do something weird, which is pretty much every day, for me. But let's just call this a social experiment. But also something that I thought would be fun, so I'm gonna do it. For as long as I've been online, I still don't really have a handle on any algorithm. They change constantly, everybody has theories. I've seen success in some ways, failures in complete others. Every time I do something that I think is going to be really successful, it usually isn't. And then the stuff that I just kind of toss out takes off. I'm sure some of you don't want to hear that. I'm not going to be one of those gurus that tries to give advice. I have advice on how to manage and do social media, but a lot of it boils down to just luck, passion, and creating content that's fun for you and hopefully other people enjoy. And if that takes off, awesome. If it doesn't take off, yeah, it sucks. But my general theory when it comes to social media is find and do what you love passionately first, and then folks will see that. I've never found that catering to trends is something I enjoy doing. It's usually very counterproductive to the kind of content I like to make. And the reason I make content is because it's fun, and sticking to trends kind of makes it not fun. So I was thinking to myself, how can I make jumping on trends fun for me in a way? And that's when I came up with the idea to this video, which is not me poking fun at anybody. Ride the trends, do your thing. But I thought it might be really fun for me to find really viral clips and then recreate them as an experiment. That to me becomes the fun part. Not jumping on the trends and creating videos in the same vein, but creating something and then kind of mining data from it, and then also mining like this video. So I found a couple different accounts that racked up video views in the millions, and I just snagged a couple popular ones to recreate. I'm not trying to find stuff that I'm gonna make fun of or be like, oh, look at them, ugh. Because trust me, I've made my share of ridiculous stuff online. So I'm gonna try and do 7 of these. And I think one of the key things that I'm gonna be doing is actually replicating the titles and the hashtags. That in particular will be really interesting to compare at the end of the day, because I often use the trans hashtag. And I'm curious what Instagram might push if I don't have that attached to my content. We'll get a conclusion at the end and see, I guess. Can't give away the lead. So I guess I could talk on theories of what's gonna happen. I think I will probably get a little bit more push on the stuff that's replicating other videos. It kind of makes sense. I mean, this is why people do this. They see success, they replicate it, people interacted with it for a reason, right? Will this change how I make content in the future? No. I love creating what I want to create. If I feel like I'm replicating a trend ever, it'll probably be because I feel like that'll be fun, or I have a reason to do it, not just because I think I can piggyback on the algorithm. That's just not how I make content. Because a big aspect of getting your content out there is you don't want a bunch of bots or random people that don't actually like your stuff. They like somebody else's stuff that you're replicating, because that's a follower that will probably just disappear eventually and doesn't actually care about you. They care about the content that was originally created by that creator. For me, I find much more success in followers that like me, like what I create, like the content that I'm putting out there. I want them to be a part of the journey with me, not stumble in randomly and be like, oh, I'll follow her, I guess. That doesn't actually help. I'd rather have, maybe I'm getting too specific on my advice, but I'd rather have lower numbers of followers that are more concentrated. It's that old quality over quantity aspect. I'd rather have 85,000 Instagram followers that actually want to be there than 1 million that don't know why they're following me. Does that make sense? I think it does. I think that's part of why I've found such success in what I do. And I think following that method is what's helped me. It doesn't help me get brand deals, I'll tell you that much. They're just purely off of numbers. But when it comes to my success, quality over quantity, always. All right, I guess I can get ready to make these videos. There's a reason I'm gonna be wearing this, okay? As much as some of you would love it, This isn't my day-to-day attire I'm about to show you. This is for the video. Why am I like shy? This is like my whole job. Okay, yeah. I know, yeah. So the goal for me here is to recreate about 7 of these, and then I'm going to post them over the course of a week, and then we're going to compare all of that at the end of the video. I don't really want to show the source, I'm just going to show you the end result. Just know these are all almost exact replications of the original video, at least as close as I could get. Which is why some of you on Instagram during this week are probably going to be like, what's going on with Ashley? What happened? Did she get influencer brain rot? What? It's going to be an interesting week. And some of you may not notice at all because, I don't know, I picked some stuff that I thought would be fun, so maybe it kind of fits in the vein of my content. We'll see. So, are you ready? Here we go. Here's a bunch of behind the scenes and clips, and then I'll just kind of play them all in a row and see what you think.
Without your eyes, raise your eyebrows, stop smiling. That's your model face.
There's one. America. Murica. Erica. Rika. Ika. Ka. Two. Okay, this one was fun. That's 3 down. That was actually a lot more complicated than I was expecting, and I don't even know how much of the behind the scenes I can even show you. But that should be 4. Hold on. Wait. I just wanted to pause for a second because I forgot to mention this. This is AI. So, yeah, it got something like 48 million views on Instagram. That's where we are, I guess. Part of me honestly kind of hates that I have to recreate this one, but I'll try and do my own thing to it, including not having a body that's fake or whatever. I gotta wiggle more. That's what humans do. They're constantly doing this. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle. 5.
Donne-moi ton cœur, baby, ton corps, baby. Donne-moi ton bon vieux.
Seven. This is actually pretty exhausting, to be honest. Okay, done. Come on. So, how'd I do? Good? Bad? Hopefully fun? Well, let's see. The results are gonna be flying in, so future Ashley, take it away. Yeah, hi there, past Ashley. How's it going, future Ashley? Tell me. Oh, it's going great. I got a haircut in the meantime. What's... This is a silly video. Is she even listening to me? I like making this stuff. It's true. Like, I really love making content. This video itself is what made this whole thing fun for me. Not the mini ones, but this whole experience. Yeah, just thank you all so much. Thank you all so much for just making my life this now. It's incredible. Oh, is she done talking yet? Well, everyone, we got results. And I've got my little computer mousey here so we can kind of go through the data. Okay, so first off, I gained about 300 followers right away, just from the last week. Like I said, my followers fluctuate a lot on Instagram, so that's not too far out of the norm, but it's still a pretty significant jump for only being a week. So as you can see, I've got all the data and numbers right here, but before we jump in too quickly, I guess I'll just do a quick summation. Yeah, pretty much everything I predicted came true. My more popular posts from the last week were all ones that were replicating viral clips. Again, not too surprising, but it did give some incredibly interesting data to me that we'll go through. I'm going to get this bit out of the way first. The most viral clips that I posted this week usually involved some kind of frustration. And by that I mean the content itself was doing something that spurred people to be a bit confused or frustrated, or made them have to watch it multiple times to try and click. And that, more than anything, I think speaks a lot about what reels are actually pushed on Instagram. So I think we'll just start right there. This one right here. This one was called 17 Was a Big Year for Me. A lot of likes, a lot of comments comparatively. And at this moment, about 71,000 views. That is a lot of views for just 1 week. This one's really been up for less than a week, so it kind of shows you how viral this was. Comparatively, this clip right here, which is just my original content, 49 comments still, love my fans, 1,369 likes, but only about 27,000 views, and that's been up for about 2 weeks. You can see there's quite a jump. There's quite a difference between my original content and something that was recreating something viral. Now, speaking on this, part of the reason that this went so viral, I feel, is all of this stuff, all of that stuff right there. Admittedly, I don't know what most of those meant. Intentionally, I just copied and pasted them over. That caused a lot of confusion. People spent time looping this video, which was intentionally short, in order to kind of decipher what these emojis meant compared to the numbers. It's very good hook you, get you stuck content, add a little confusion, get people frustrated. You can see it in the comments. Can we get labels for these, please? The first two in the alcohol I get, but the rest I don't know. You didn't try pineapples until you're 23? I don't get the pineapple. I don't either. I really wish I knew how to speak emoji language. So do I. It's quite clear that we all need a translation sheet. Okay, we'll stop on that comment for a second. I didn't like posting this. I actually had a second video, which you saw in my behind the scenes, that followed this exact format that I was going to post. And I couldn't bring myself to do it. I actually felt really bad for my fans who just wanted some sort of explanation and I could give them none. I felt awful. Honestly, I kind of felt awful. I felt mean. It felt very mean to do that. So despite the fact that I knew that if I'd posted the second video, it'd probably get about an equal number of interactions and likes, I couldn't do it. It felt not me, if that makes sense. What's the point of engaging with fans and getting to know you all if part of my method is just frustrating you? That seems weird. So that's number one. That was the most popular one, which understandable, right? It hits all of those little bits that forces people to interact with it, intentionally so. It's designed that way. And it's not the kind of content I like making. Okay, so from there, we're just going to go through real quick and kind of look at all the main ones that I did. So here's where I started. This wasn't based on anything. This was just me announcing all that stuff. Here's the first viral clip that I wanted to replicate. About 24,000 views, which is crazy. Very simple one. This one also blew up, as you can see. That's about 51,000 views. That one will also continue to grow. This one I felt better about creating, just because it's a little bit more engaging and kind of tells a funny story and is a little less frustrating. But it is a lot of words in a short time with a lot going on. So you kind of get in that loop again where you want people rewatching it, clicking on it again. You know, it's all a trick. I'm figuring this out. I'm cracking the code. Hence the title of the video. Cracked it. I cracked it. Simplistic, 24,000 on this one. This one was really high up there, about 45,000. That one's understandable. It's forcing engagement. What the hell am I doing with America on my phone? And then you click and you find out. These ones didn't do as popular, but these are still really high numbers for just such a short clip of almost nothing. And then lo and behold, my AI replication video, pretty high numbers, but not in the 50 million views. So I guess I'm just not as good as a machine. Not a bad click on this one, pretty great. Again, this one's got a little story and that text, so I think it's going to have more interaction, make that work. And then, yeah, like I said, kind of ended the week early. I didn't feel like frustrating my fans anymore, so I cut it short. I'll also probably throw these up on screen so you can see more specific demographics instead of just my screen capturing. But when you look at those numbers and you compare them to kind of my regular ones, 11,000, 16,000, 25,000, all that stuff. On good videos, I average about 25,000 views. So doing these viral clips, I was actually doubling, if not tripling, my viewership and interactions and stuff. Okay, so something else of note. None of these viral clips actually had hashtags, which kind of makes Instagram take it and choose where it should go and what audience it should hit. So, via my theory on the trans hashtag, 14,000, that sounds about right for just a random clip of me kind of talking about myself, hashtagging, etc. Something incredibly similar up here, without hashtags doing about the same thing, 23,000. So that's nearly doubling the views. Interesting, right? Now, I'm not saying anything. I'm not accusing, but it is fascinating. The two very similar clips. One of them did a lot better than the other. One of them didn't have a certain hashtag. So how do we sum up what I've done here? I think the easiest way to look at it is to just point out the fact that I know I can double, if not triple, all of my views on every video by catering to trends. We pretty much just anticipated that going in, but seeing the actual hard numbers like this, it's proof, right? I've just never seen such immediate results proving it. You know, maybe the question I should be asking myself is, what has this proven to me when it comes to my content and what I should create, as well as my advice to all of you? I don't want it to sound like I'm coming in on some high horse, but my advice, all that. Make the content you want to make. I mean, twice as many views, 3 times as many views for recreating somebody else's content? Is that really worth it? My theory is it's not. You know, I'd mentioned the quality over quantity thing when it comes to my fans. By the way, I'm not trying to be insulting. You all are human beings, and I appreciate and love every single one of you. I'm just, the verbiage of calling you fans, it seems mean to me, but it's not intended that way. You make my life. Past Ashley gushed about that, you saw it. The big, squishy, emotional bag of past Ashley. I guess what I'm saying, though, is when it comes to that sickly feeling of replicating somebody else's content, that's not worth it to me. I just wanted to pause really quick. Oh, look, it's post-shooting voiceover Ashley on video. Don't worry, I won't do the back and forth talking. Okay, you can go down. I don't know what you want. I just wanted to add a little aside and a powerful opinion. Another reason I don't like this style of content creation is it creates this mash of incestuous content. It's just a clone of a clone of a clone of a copy of a copy. And we've all seen the sci-fi movies. Don't do that. It sucks all emotion and creativity and just fills up space. So that's another reason I object to this form of content creation. And I don't hate anybody for doing this kind of thing. You know, maybe it's fun for you and that's what you get out of it. But I do think that if we stop doing this kind of content creation, we'll get better stuff. The internet will be a little bit of a brighter place. I know that's hard to imagine. And it's probably a pipe dream, but it is what it is. So that was just another little interjected opinion. So go ahead, back to other post-future. It's future Ashley still. So my conclusion, I'm going to make my own stuff. I'm probably never going to do something like this ever again. Everything I make is just going to continue to be chaotic and off the cuff and something I want to do or find funny. And I'm just going to hope for the best. I guess the other thing to keep in mind is I've kind of just mapped out a way for all of you to find growth on Instagram. Does that make me the bad guy? Did I create the perfect evil plan? Don't do that. I want to see all your stuff that you're making yourself. And I hope you feel the same about me. What are some other little things I learned? I learned it was a little harder to make these videos than I was expecting, but that came with kind of a counterbalance, which was, that's a lot of work and effort to put into creating something like this that's solely just for views. Because what I was doing was replication, which is what a bunch of folks do. And to me, time is valuable. So if I'm going to spend that much time and energy and physical exhaustion on something, I'd rather do it for something that feels creatively fulfilling for me, which is my DJ stuff and my random clips and just this, talking with you guys and doing my thing. Modeling, photography, all of that. So yeah, what a wild ride we just had. Proving the theory's correct. There's actually a part of me that's really happy that none of these got like the million view numbers. That probably would have made me feel bad about my actual content, you know? One of my most popular reels is actually my own creation. So none of these actually went beyond my most popular one, which is, let me remind myself, it's a silly one. I feel like it's a silly one. Yep, that's it. Yeah, you'd think it'd be the maid one, but it's not the maid. It's this one down here. Oh my gosh, the likes on this, that's too many for how silly this was. Yeah, it's just that. It's Jingle Bells. I mean, it's a good caption too. That's funny. Like, double entendre. It's a funny caption. I'm a little bit embarrassed that this is my most popular one. I mean, that's pretty shocking considering these hadn't fully come in yet, so. Because, yeah, a lot of that was padding. I'm ruining the illusion. I don't really need to do that anymore. Oh, hormones. The dark hair is good, though. It's a good look. I'm just going to keep watching this over and over. Yeah, it was just a goofy, spur-of-the-moment, in-the-moment thing. And I will take that taking off over me stealing somebody else's content any day. Jingle Bell Ashley. So how do we end this? You've seen the results. We discussed it. I've given my very high and mighty opinions. And honestly, I just had an incredible time doing all of this and interacting with you. And I'm very much looking forward to the fact that all of my Instagram reels from now on are only going to be confusing if I choose that. And not because I created something that I don't even understand. So I'm looking forward to that stuff. I'm looking forward to making more content. I hope you enjoyed that video essay, I guess, of cracking the Instagram code. It's always a really good time being here, doing my thing. So if you like being here, if you want to see more of this kind of stuff, like and subscribe and share and get me out there. Talk to everyone. Do all the internet stuff. That'd be great. But until I see you next time to crack the next code of the next social media platform, be hot. Resist fascism. Love you. It's funny how bad I feel for my Instagram followers who must have been so confused this week, like seeing those comments on that video, just basically asking like, Ashley, what does this mean? And me not having an answer. It's funny to say this. That's the worst I've ever felt online. I've posted so much weird shit online, but having several fans just be like, oh, what is going on? It just made me so sad. So sad that I'm cackling. I'm laughing like crazy because it makes me uncomfortable. Okay, that's it. Bye.